Anybody got any questions? All right, cool. We'll see you later.
I think you scared our poor cameraman half to death.
He's easy to scare.
He's over here. He's like, oh man, he's gonna kick the shit out of me. What am I gonna do?
You guys got all these haunted houses around here, though. Thought y'all were used to that type of shit.
Exactly. We have the coolest haunted houses in the world here. Have you been here in October?
Never been here in October.
You gotta come back in October, man. I'll go through a haunted house with you. It'll be sweet. Like you can hold my hand and stuff. It'll be like, you know, nobody will mess with me if you're there. That's the best part.
I'll hold your hand, man.
Nobody has any questions for YelaWolf? Anthony.
When in your career did you feel things were working in your benefit?
I still don't think things are working to my benefit. I'm just fucking with you, man. Shit. I guess after Trump Music, my mixtape started taking off. I started to see some changes. But I've always kind of benefited from just making music, you know, just the joy of it is, you know, finishing a record and walking out of the studio and being psyched about it, you know. That's the funnest part, is making the music, and then the second funnest part is performing it live, and everything else is just bullshit.
I'll bet there's a lot of people that think about, you know, like you started doing hip hop.
I'm just joking, by the way. Everything else is great.
Yeah, right? So like you start out in the hip hop world, and then all of a sudden you cross over into the alternative rock world. Those are two genres that don't often commingle. Is that confusing for some people? Are there some people that don't quite understand where you fit?
Maybe. I don't know. Are you confused?
I'm not confused. I know.
Well then, hopefully.
But like you play the record and people are like, "Wait, is this a
I
rap
mean,
song
if you jump around in my career, then yeah, you may be a little bit surprised. But all you got to do is just go back, look at the classic rock, hip hop tribute to classic rock mixtape I did called Stereo, which I did like 4 years before Trump Music, or my project Arena Rap, which I had a full band traveling around before Trump Music. And I've always kind of sprinkled in my love for rock and roll or country, you know, whether making some kind of reference in my music or, you know. So I'm just really coming full circle with this album, bringing everything back, you know, just kind of a polished version of all those styles. So, I mean, I'm not surprised, but it's me, so I don't surprise myself.
Do you notice new types of fans coming up to you after shows?
Yeah. I mean, Marilyn Manson is a pretty cool, you know, example of where things are going, you know. He walks out to the music, which is a big deal for me. He walks out to Till It's Gone on tour. So between him and Winona Judd, I'd say I've spread myself out.
That's a pretty wide spectrum for sure. So when you say full circle, like I know like myself, like I like a lot of different kinds of music. Like so when people find out I like a certain song or something like that, they're like, really? You like that? Do you find yourself going from thing to thing and maybe going back, thinking back 10 years to something that you made and going, oh man, you know what? I should go back and work on that some more and redo that. Do you ever go back to stuff you've done in the past, or is it all moving forward for you?
I mean, for me, I just do music that I'm just vibing with. Like it would, you know, during the making of Love Story, I worked on a few mixtapes. I did an EP with Travis Barker called Psycho White. I did another mixtape called Trump Music Returns. I did a mixtape called Black Fall with DJ Paul from 3-6 Mafia. And at the same time, I was like honky-tonking in Nashville, Tennessee, you know, with my country, you know, friends, and Hillbilly Casino, who's on tour with me, and So I mean, I just kind of do whatever I want to do. But my studio album was, to me, it was important to bring all those things together, you know, and just kind of step into a zone that, you know, that made it all make sense. But I don't backpedal, you know. This is just all, like I said, it's just all these ideas. Love Story is just it's just all those styles, man. All those. It was a challenge. It was hard to make this album, you know. Do it right, you know, doing it justice. But I'm really proud of it. So, I mean, alternative rock radio. I didn't really see that coming, but I'm happy, you know. It's definitely different.
It works, man, for sure, absolutely. Any other questions?
I broke your mic stand.
That's okay, we'll get a new one. This guy right here.
Devil in My Veins, right now, is my favorite. Yes, a music video is coming. I just spoke to Spidey. It was actually right before we came out about we're writing some stuff. Spidey did Best Friend with Marshall. Spidey also shot the cover and all the insert photos of me, Bones, and Clever. And he's just become my visual go-to guy, man. He really understands it all. So, yeah, we're putting together a video for Best Friend right now. You got too many questions. Who else got a question? Yeah, that's what Johnny Cash is about. That song is about that fear. It never goes away. I almost pissed my pants before I came out here to perform for you 20 people. Just joking. Being broke. Not having a plan B. You know, I sucked at school and skateboarding wasn't going nowhere and fucking, so music was it. I had to like get good at it though. You know, as you know, my ego really superseded the talent. I thought that I had it years ago. I really didn't. Took some time to figure it all out. That was when I got my first $5,000 check. I paid $3,000 of it went to a U-Haul to move out of Queens back to Alabama, and then $1,000 of it went to rent, and then the other $1,000 I bought an MPC 2000 beat machine, and then I was broke again for a really long time.
So far, what's your favorite track that you've made from all your music?
Well, Firestarter would be one, I think, off of Trump Music Returns. And then probably, yeah, I think Devil in My Veins is kind of, it's just on my mind right now. It could change, but right now it's just the one I think that I'm feeling the most. Just do it. You know, I don't really, if you're a parent, you don't like not do it, you know. They're on tour with me right now. It's a madhouse. I have three kids, my fiance, 2 dogs, 12 grown men on one tour bus. People are shitting and farting and throwing up. It's terrible. Yeah. They're fighting and yelling and playing hide and go seek on a bus, which is really, you run out of places to hide real quick. Stinking ass socks everywhere. It's a joy to have them out though. It's cool that they get to see stuff. Like I had them on the side stage with when Marilyn Manson was performing at Rock on the Range. So they're getting to see things and go to places and making memories. That's what it's about. Memories.
Who would you say the #1 artist is like?
My biggest influence? In the music world? Man, that's fucking hard to say, really. You know, I'm a big fan of some people's music, but then the person might not be that cool. Sometimes it's like, I like the person even more than I like the music, and that would be the most influential person to me. I think, like Johnny Cash is probably one of my biggest influences, just as a person. You know, I don't know Johnny Cash's whole discography. It would take a lifetime to learn all that, you know. But it's just who he was and his style and, you know, how he went about just doing things. I think it was really cool. As far as growth and change, I think Kid Rock has pretty much done it seamlessly. You know, to go from opening up for Too Short, rocking a high top fade, to hosting the CMTs is that's pretty big, you know. I was at a country western store yesterday, and he was on the cover of Cowboys and Indians. It's like, what the fuck? Bob with the bar? This guy, he's, you know, he figured it out, man. He's the OG. He's an asshole. Most meaningful, my kid's portrait on my back. Yeah, it's probably the most important one.
Cool. Well, I think we're getting ready to do a meet and greet, so if you guys want to line up.